3 days after our 3-1 defeat to Celtic in the league, we are up against Hibs at home. We make just the 3 changes from that game, Hawkins, Hasselgaard and Barlow coming in, and we go on to have the most frustrating game I think I've ever experienced in Champman. We truly did get FM'd here. 26 shots on goal, 17 on target and no goals, and Hibs 1 shot on goal, 1 on target, and they win 1-0. Their goalkeeper obviously getting man of the match, 10 out of 10, the perfect game. It isn't all bad, however, as Rangers drew their game, which means they are only 7 points instead of 9 points ahead of us, so it could have been worse. For the first time ever, my board have a slightly negative thing to say about me, saying that they are concerned about the recent run of defeats, and I think this is unbelievably harsh. Just 2 defeats in the past 3 days, one of them being to Celtic. Think the board are getting slightly ahead of themselves with the unrealistic expectations it seems this season. It's the Scottish Cup 3rd round draw and we are drawn away to Livingston. Not exactly the easiest of draws, but yeah, whatever. Back onto the more important league matters, and we're at home to Inverness Caley Thistle. We make once again 3 changes, Johnson, Fabrini and Tumba coming back in. We go on to just do enough to win the game, 2-1. Calogeris and Tumba scoring, Calogeris picking up a man of the match award, and he's been brilliant so far since signing for us. Rangers once again drop some points, drawing away to Dundee. So we are now 5 points behind Rangers, and Celtic still winning their games are 1 point right behind us. Calogeris finally signs a full-time contract with us. The Greek god of a left back puts pen to paper. But it's not all great, as I had to give him a minimum fee release clause of 475,000. He is an absolute steal at that price, but I'm hoping that I can get him to sign another contract by the end of the season. And we add another player to our roster, this time James O'Connor of Stoke, who is a DMC and quite the player by the looks of things. He was suggested to me in the last video and I snapped him up for £100,000. We're not done moving the squad around yet, as we have a bid for O'Callaghan, our backup fullback, of £250,000. I agree to that fee, and O'Callaghan doesn't think too long on the matter and decides to move to Inyumba. He was a decent backup option, but he's not really featured, and 250,000, I'll take that. The possible Dennis Irwin regen is away, and that 250,000 puts the bank balance over 6 million now. Back to league matters, and we're away to Hibs. Can we get quick revenge on them for that 1-0 defeat? It's my usual strong lineup, but this time we have Fraser coming in for what would be usually Hasselgaard or Fabrini here. Fraser's really improved over the past few months, and I think he's due a wee shot in the first team. Our new signing O'Connor also makes his full debut today. This time we are clinical against Hibs, winning 4-1. Millier and Calogeris scoring a goal apiece and Tumba getting a brace. We even had Hibs missing a penalty, so that was enjoyable. Rangers and Celtic win their game, so there's no real movement at the top. We are then away to Livingston in the Scottish Cup, and we have a Rangers game coming up in a few days time, so I basically play my B-side in this tie. And it looks like my B-side is doing just enough to scrape by into the next round when Colin McMenamin has different ideas, scoring in the 92nd minute to put the tie to a replay. And because of that replay, the Rangers match is moved. That's all quite annoying. It's the 4th round draw for the Scottish Cup, and if we get into that round we are up against St Mirren. Not enjoying an entirely easy run so far in this Scottish Cup. And even though we drew with Livingston there, the board are okay with it and don't decide to pull me up about it. East Stirling versus Livingston round 2. I field the exact same team, I'm just kinda too lazy to make any changes. And we go on to easily win 3-1, Barlow scoring twice and Kilberg getting on the score sheet. So we will be facing off against St Mirren in the next round. In more interesting games, Celtic drop points against Inverness Caley Thistle, which means if we win our game in hand, we can go 3 points ahead of them in 2nd place. Next up we're away to bottom place Killie in the league, and I field my strongest 11. And with 10 men we win 3-0, Fraser scoring twice and Tumba scoring, Calogeris getting himself sent off. Celtic were beaten 3-1, which means we are 3 points ahead of them and can move a possible 6 points ahead of them. I add even more depth to my midfield by signing a young Norwegian midfielder, Roar Dahl. His name seems kinda familiar. A free transfer and he looks like he could be a fantastic wee signing. With great dribbling, I'm hoping he can go on wee solo runs, maybe chip in with a giant peach or two of a goal, and maybe go on to be one of our MVPs in the next season or two. Okay, enough Roald Dahl puns. Our rescheduled game against Rangers is called off due to a blizzard blowing in. Will this game ever get played? I get the feeling that my fixture list is about to be very congested shortly. In 3 days' time we're given the all clear to play against Dundee. There's also Celtic v Rangers taking place today and I'm hoping that'll be a draw or a Celtic win. I field my usual strong 11, although Calogeris is replaced by Grondin as Calogeris is serving his ban. We go on to win 2-1, Hawkins and Fraser scoring, and Solly picks up a wee knock during that game. He's out for a few weeks. Celtic defeat Rangers 3-2, which means we're 2 points behind them and slowly catching them. We finally have our match against Rangers, well, a League Cup semi-final match against Rangers. We just have a couple of changes since the last game. We have Hancock coming in for the injured Solly and Calogeris coming back in, taking his place in the left back role. O'Connor will be our captain today. He's gained the captaincy since coming in. Let's have a look. Paul Murray, I don't know who that is. I wonder if he's any relation to David Murray. Wee bit of nepotism in this Rangers team, is there? Surely not. As I've been saying, I'm not too fussed about the League Cup, but now that we've reached the semi-final and we're up against Rangers, I do want to reach that final. But mainly, maybe have a mental strike against Rangers for our upcoming league games. If we can defeat them here today and maybe even injure them a player or two here, and Fraser puts us ahead 1-0. This is what I'm looking for, guys. More of that, please. Okay, Phillips, Ferguson, Phillips again, lays it off at Arveladze and it's a goal. Some nice play it seemed there by Rangers, although I'm wondering where my midfielders and defenders were. Not a tackle put in. One of the rare Rangers goals not to heavily involve Mark Kerr, it seems. And we have another one. Rangers are now ahead. Oh, it seems a long time ago that we were in the lead. Stephen Hughes. He's actually a decent player in this game. Decent young player. And like most players in this game, he was completely overrated, as he was very average. And half time, 2-1. It's been an extremely even game. 3 shots apiece, 3 shots on target, but our goalkeeper wasn't up to it as much as Kloss was. Shaka Hislop on a 5 rating. It's not good at all. 40,000 at the game today. Good wee turnout. At the very least we'll be walking away with a nice wee money prize. But I was hoping for a better performance than this. This is basically the team I'll be fielding against Rangers in the league game. And if we're really wanting to push to win the league title, and the first time of asking, we will really need to be beating Rangers. And by the looks of things, no, it doesn't look too good for us, does it? It's not even been one of those games where we have dominated and just been unlucky. No, it's been mainly Rangers, rebound falls to Kerr, but Kerr chooses to pass it, thankfully, and yeah, eventually led to nothing. It's all Rangers this half. Come on. Free kick given, Barbosa swinging it in, Fraser running with the ball, keep going. He's inside the penalty area. He's trying to just take them all on and nutmegging people and just eventually leads to nothing. But at least he's trying. And Rangers just go up and score. Arveladze again. Yeah, Arveladze was quite the player, wasn't he? Let's Barlow on, and we'll give Roordahl a wee debut. Yeah, and D'Amico can come on from Millie. The game's done. I'm not really expecting anything here. Maybe a consolation goal at the end would be kind of nice. But we'll give the youngster Roordahl a wee run out. I used to be a huge fan of his dad's books. Actually, is he a regen? I think he is a regen. For a second there I was thinking, like, wait, is he actually related to Roordahl? And it's all over. Rangers are into the League Cup final and we go home losers. We actually eventually played alright with the looks of things, the player ratings, and there's Stephen Hughes. See, decent, he's a decent player. Shouldn't be anywhere near that good. And Rangers will face off against Dundee United. No time to dwell on that cup defeat, as we have a slightly bigger cup competition to play in. We're at home to St Mirren in the Scottish Cup. And even though I just said it's more important, I am fielding a completely different first 11. It's all my B+ players, and the reason I'm doing that is because in 3 days' time we are up against Rangers at home in the league. And my merry band of backups go on to win 3-1, Dahl, Barlow and Hasselgaard scoring, and we are through to the next round. It's East Stirling v Rangers Part 2, the revenge of East Stirling. There is 0 changes made from the League Cup game against them. A bold but mainly daft move on my part, probably. Let's get to it then. O'Connor once again leading the team out as captain, and hopefully he can get a better performance from the players on the park than he did a week ago. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there would have noted that there is actually a change from the last time we played Rangers, and that is Mark Phillips. He is coming in for Padelidis in the centre of defence, and that is because Padelidis collected too many yellow cards, so he is serving a suspension today. I don't know why I did not note that or catch that before, and Hawkins, our right back, just picked up an injury. We don't have a right back on the bench. We have a left back, Grondin. He can play left back and centre midfield, so I'm hoping that he has a slightly decent-ish hidden start for playing right back. Although he probably doesn't, and that's what probably led to Ferguson scoring there. Ferguson slotting the ball home, and Raiders take the lead. This is not going too well. And we have equalised. Millie with his left foot pinging it into the back of the net. We respond straight away, and that's what I like to see. Is this going to be the mirror game of the League Cup tie? Rangers taking the lead and then ourselves coming back into it and winning the game. One can hope. Phillips coming close there. Phillips is interesting. You don't really see it in the modern FM games anymore, but it's the defender / striker centre. He can play it. I always think that's really weird. I don't think you really have that at all anymore in real life or obviously the management game. Although I haven't actually played the recent Football Manager iteration. Most of you probably already heard me whine about it, or if you follow me on Twitter, seen me whine about it. So maybe FM 17 next season. Maybe I'll pick that one up. Kilbert, Fraser lays it off and he smashes it home. Barbosa coming up with an important goal. Can we go in at half time leading 2-1? Although if Rangers, it's a speculative effort by Phillips, but he does get a corner. Grondin just about holding his own there to clear. It's all Rangers just before half time. Tumba coming forward, Tumba still. Kilberg, Grondin. At least Grondon's getting up and down that right wing. And finally it's half time. How much added on time was they want to play there? We are playing well. Just to 6,500 at the game today. We had, what, just over 7,000 at the cup game against St Mirren, I think it was. I think that's crazy. Our fans obviously don't like it when the Rangers turn up. Seems our fans stay away. I don't blame them, really. Okay, I jest. They're a lovely team, lovely bunch of players. Sturridge, Dean Sturridge coming for a header from Phillips, and it was close, but yes, not on target. Tumba. It just seems to be, yeah, we're running, sprinting forward. Every time we get the ball, we're sprinting forward, dribbling and attacking, and then Rangers are the same. An extreme leaving tie, and I'm very nervous. I really want to win this. This gives us a huge mental advantage going into the run up to the end of the season. Connor coming close. Kloss has been a real difference maker in our ties with Rangers. See, when he is playing well, it is a nightmare to score against Rangers. This has actually been a very active second half. Still only into the 62nd minute, and it's yeah, it's just non-stop commentary. No, saved by Hislop. We can't hold on to it, and oh, he just get his body in front of the rebound shot. Oh, although you could argue that he maybe should have held on to the first one, I guess. But still, he made up for it, and he's actually having a decent wee game. I need to start thinking about making some changes. There might be a couple of tired legs out there. Yeah, let's do that now actually. O'Connor, he's kind of tired, but I don't really have a direct replacement for our captain today. Let's oh, that's a player that I forgot to discuss. Darryl Russell, I brought him on loan. I'll not make subs right now, I'll hold off because I don't really have direct replacements. And I don't want to make a sub just for the hell of making the sub, not until the very last moments. Darryl Russell is an attacking mid-right centre I brought in. Yeah, I'll show him when I remember to show him in the next game. He's just an average midfielder. I just wanted to bolster up the side a bit because there is going to be a bit of a fixture congestion with the UEFA Cup games going to take place soon. Right, Roald Dahl can come on for Millier. Just put him over to the left. And we'll put Russell on for Fraser. Just a wee bit more energy in that midfield, I guess. Dahl coming close there. I think he will be a tidy wee player for us for next season mainly. Stephen Hughes, De Boer, Averladze, and they win a free kick. I don't know who Griffin is. It must be a new signing for Rangers. Can we hold on? We do. We win 2-1. We get our revenge on Rangers. Millie and Barbosa scoring, Tumba getting man of the match. That's interesting. And that means we are top of the league at the end of this video. 1 point ahead Rangers with 10 games remaining. If you're enjoying this series, then please give the video a little like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you wish to hear my thoughts on video games and TV and movies, then you can also follow me on Twitter at PoloMint Peeper. Thanks for watching. Bye.